So the
I know a lot of startups whose focus is only marketing.
No, so
not in product development. They will export products from China, from Hungary, market it, give it a cool name, spend a lot of money in advertising and call it a startup. Then wear ripped jeans and a cap and move around. Is that really the right thing to do?
No, I think
a very good definition of a startup.
What did he say?
Business and an entrepreneur.
He made a difference.
He made a clear-cut difference that a startup is something which does out of the box nobody has thought about. And entrepreneurs does something which he thinks something is happening somewhere and copy and pastes it. But the business is something which is a traditional model of, doing a dukandari. So that was a clear-cut definition. Now, if you have to take this definition and categorize the companies, what do you think? Which are the startups, which are the entrepreneurs, and which are the businesses?
But at the same time,
Amit.
I think innovation also works at different levels. I completely agree that it is the minister's job to push innovators to innovate at an international stage. Having said that, we get innovation even at rural levels, at agri levels, that changes the lives of people. The fact that they are able to make their choices on their own, not be pushed into by the retailers depending on their profitability. The fact that they get choices to choose from. So I think innovations does happen at different places. I think the point here is what everybody I seem to be saying is the same thing, that I think it's the funders, the VCs that often come with a set success model. As he said, I think different matrix of success needs to be put in. Innovation being one of the
Are you saying the government's not doing enough? Be open about it. There's no harm in being critical.
Making has been, again, a follower mentality than a leader mentality.
In what way?
In what way? When the AI policy, AIDP, was launched by China in 2016, India launched it in 2018. When China was launching...
And 2 years is many light years in this area.
100%. China achieved those goals in 2024, and we are still far away from it, and we have extended the date. Now, again, talking about...
You blame the government for that, or you blame the startups, the people? You can't blame the government for everything. No, if our mentality is कि जल्दी से startup दो, cool सा नाम दो, give it a cool name, wear ripped jeans, wear a cap, then sell go to the first VC, get first round, second round, get an exit. Buy yourself a Lamborghini and out. If that is the mentality, then why do we blame the government? It's the mentality of Indian promoters also, is it not? I'm not saying you. You're being touchy about it, but the fact is it not the mentality? Why, tell me one thing. How many deep tech startups do we have in India?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How many startups do we have in India? Because we are glamorizing the startups which are giving stellar returns. VCs are chasing, which VCs are putting capital where they will get returns which they can go and sell it back to the story to their LPs, right? So there are deep tech stories, but why they are not being glamorized, or why do we don't have so many, is there are 2 or 3 fundamental reasons, right? How do we break this cycle is by putting in capital, a patient capital, a capital which will
who should put in the capital?
Government.
No, in China, did the government put in the capital? In China, did the government put in the capital? In China, did the government put the capital?
Yes, Arnab.
Yes or no? No, not every. Yes or no? You're saying China, the government put the capital?
Along with the corporates. Corporate is saying, I'll put in this much. Government is saying, I'll put in this much. They created the entire ecosystem. The entire city is being developed, saying, okay, this is the place where semiconductors will be made. So at a central level, you have a fab. Outside, you have the people who are supplying to the fab unit. Outside, they've created the entire cities, the infra. So government is putting in all that capital along with corporates. So corporates and governments, I think, are two people who have that capital.
No, I think we have become a service-dependent economy as far as startups are concerned, and which is why I feel that every rich kid who gets 10 crore rupees from his or her father to start a restaurant goes and says, I'm doing a startup, does a tie-up with a food delivery app, then says, I'm working in the digital ecosystem. You're not. You're basically running a startup. You can call it you're basically running a restaurant. You call it a cloud kitchen to be cool, but the fact of it is, if you're running a dhaba, you're running a dhaba. There's no point calling it a startup. In China,